Now he's on TV, radio, and occasionally he sings a bit. Please welcome Wendell Sailor.
He's everywhere. It is the round one tonight in the NRL. Storm taking on the Rabbitohs. Couldn't think of a better person to talk that game with and the season. Wendell, welcome.
Thanks, guys. Always good to be here in Melbourne. Haven't flown for a little while, but certainly good to fly into Melbourne. And what a game tonight. South Sydney, the competition favourites, against the premiers, the Melbourne Storm.
South Sydney never won in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Never, ever won in. How is that?
And how are they favourites when Storm won it last year?
Yeah, I think they've recruited quite well. Obviously, Wayne Bennett's at the helm. But I also think the last 8 games that Wayne Bennett has played against, or, has coached against Craig Bellamy, you can't beat Craig Bellamy. He's a messiah.
He is good.
He's the best coach in the game at the moment.
He is. And the best player was Cameron Smith.
Yes.
And, of course, have you seen the statue of Smithy they got down there at Amy Park?
No, I'll be going down there tonight. I might have a little selfie with him and Billy, 2 great Queenslanders.
Yes.
You Victorians love them. And, mate, I can't help but appreciate and respect what they've done, not just for rugby league, for Queensland, but just, for Melbourne.
Oh, mate.
The big Bellamy said that Cam Smith was the best he has ever seen.
Yep.
Do you agree with that?
I agree. I agree with that. Look, I got to play against Cam Smith. I got to play in the All-Stars against him. The way he carries himself, he's never been in trouble. Mate, when we were talking about Triple M the last couple of weeks on Dead Set Legends, why hasn't he announced his retirement?
Yes.
I said to Gus Wallen, mate, when you're a player of his ilk, mate, you can do whatever you want because I think he's earned that right. So I'm glad that he's retired because I reckon it's better to go out a year early than a year, probably
hanging
go too
around.
long. Yeah, so, mate, he's one of the greats and he maximised everything that he's done and the statue, I think it's, well deserved.
I've never seen anything like this, Dell, in footy or anywhere where a player, such a good player like him, 2 days before round one, and the club still don't know what's going on. So why did he wait so long? And there was talk that he was going to play up there in the Gold Coast.
Yeah, look, to be honest, I think the club knew all along what was happening. I think, Cam's family's obviously up there in southeast Queensland. And he just released Bundaberg rum. Look, he's such a smart guy. I think he maximised all his sponsorship, and I think everyone's paid top dollar. I don't ever think he was going to play again. But he actually said in an interview, he said it wasn't until a week ago he made up his mind. And Kevy Waller's actually said there was an opportunity for him to go to the Broncos if he want to go to the Broncos. Would have been perfect for the Broncos, but I'm so glad that Cam didn't do that because when I think Cam Smith, I think Melbourne Storm icon.
Spot on.
When you think of the Storm without him, though, who's going to step up and fill the void? Because in his position, he steers them around the park. That's why he's so good for the uninitiated Melbourne folk. That's sort of what we don't really understand is what does he actually do? He plays in that position where you have to be the general. So there's a huge hole left. No doubt he's made players around him better for a very long time. Is his replacement going to be able to do that?
Yeah, look, I think there's a bloke called Harry Grant who's going to be out for another couple of weeks yet. But Brandon Smith, he's a bit of a tearaway. You guys know the block of cheese. Everyone loves the block of cheese. I love the way he plays. But I think what happens now is, Dale Finucane's injured. But what happens now is everyone else has got to take a bit of pressure now, and that can be good for a club sometimes. I know you don't want to lose one of the greats. I remember watching AFL and then Boomer Harvey.
Yes.
I thought, mate, he played 400 games and then he had another year if he wanted to go. But
still
North
played
Melbourne
today.
said, yeah, that's right. And then I just think like this. I think we'll see Melbourne be thereabouts again. I don't know South are the favourites win the premiership, but Cameron Munster, I think this is Cameron Munster's time. We all know in Origin we saw how good he was. Won the grand final, had his little bender. Who doesn't mind going on a bender? I know he rung Wayne Bennett and asked for another couple of days so he can get a borrow. And Wayne got the phone and just went bang and hung up. And then Cam Munster was in a training and we saw what Cam Munster does. And I think Bellamy is so good for Cam Munster and vice versa. And I reckon those players will grow.
Where are you from, Dell?
I'm originally from North Queensland.
Whereabouts?
So Serena Mackay.
Right.
So I grew up with Kathy Freeman.
Did you?
So we did athletics together. We were both and they got to about 13, 14.
How'd you go? Did you beat her? Over 400?
No. She was always the next level. So I grew up with her, but she was the humble person that you see today in 2000. And it's a funny story. When we went to that 2000, the Olympics, Nike took like 12 or 14 of its highest profile athletes at the time.
Yeah.
And there was listen to this, there was Andrew Johns, took our partners as well. Andrew Johns, there was Laurie Daly, there was Darren Lockyer, Matthew Richardson was there, Corey McKernan, and the two big ones from Melbourne that were supposed to be there, but they were end of season trips.
Who?
was Wayne Carey
Oh,
and
no.
Shane Warne.
Oh,
So it was like
they missed the Olympics.
Yeah. It was Harbour Cruise with our
Boys.
partners and stuff, and then into the Olympic Village, and then sat there. So just as Kathy's come out, they just go, she's going to wear the suit. She's going to wear the suit. It was so good.
Mate, remember the build-up? When
yeah.
she had to light the torch,
Yes.
and it wasn't working. And
Yep.
mate, no, I just want to know, you're from Mackay. Is
Yep.
there a statue of you at Mackay?
No, there's not. There's nothing like. I'm a Serena boy. Played all my sport in Mackay. There's nothing. Not even a field named after me.
Oh, no.
I'm a dual international. Something back there for me, Mackay.
What about down the port, down in the water?
No,
Something-
there's nothing.
Sailors?
You know what? The only thing. I like that.
He said himself.
Yeah, he did. I like sailor. The only thing that's named after me
Yeah.
around Australia, because obviously I'm a bit of
Yeah.
a national hero.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
that's-
I'm
well, you
national.
are. No, you are.
Is a crocodile up there in Darwin at the Crocosaurus. It's Wendell Sailor, big, bad, and full of attitude.
Croc.
Yeah.
You can always do what I did, Dell. I'm from Druin, and I put my own statue there because they'll give me nothing. So I know, man. And my statue actually looks like me, not like Cam Smith and
I
Billy
saw that.
Slater's.
I actually
Mate,
followed
what
you
about that? You may as well not have one if it's not going to look like you.
Exactly. Mate, I
You
can't
take your
believe
kids
that.
down, you take your kids down, Billy and Cam, and go, "This is me." They'll piss off, Dad. No, it's not.
Mate, you got one job. Mate, you got one job is to get the statue right.
Well, the poor blokes, I think it cost $100,000, by the way, boys, so we're just to go easy. How's Dead Set Legends up there? All good?
It's been good. We've had some really good guests, and the good thing about our show, I suppose, we've got Gus, who's a massive sports fan, but, Jude and I carry him. Jude carries our show. I don't like to say that, but I don't know. Jude, he talked about how tough he was, and I don't know how tough he was.
was tough.
I know he was tough, and everyone loves him, and he does a really good job. We got some really good guests on over the past, I suppose, 16 months. It's been a really good show.
Right.
Just on the back to the league for this season, give us your prediction. Who wins it and why? The entire comp. Early call, but this is what we're doing because we're just about to get going.
Yeah, I think South Sydney will win the premiership just in front of the Canberra Raiders. The Raiders are timed just perfectly. I just think it's South's time on the back of Latrell Mitchell. Wayne Bennett's last year was coaching South Sydney before Jason Demetrio takes over.
Oh, there you go. And where can we hear the Triple M call tonight?
On the listener app if you're in Melbourne, which is Dan Ganane, Gerds, and our big man here, Wendell Sailor.
Who wins tonight?
Yeah, I think I still think the Melbourne Storm will get home by 4 or 6 points. So hard to win here, and Souths haven't won here for like ever and a day.
Actually,
And
ever.
Ever,
Yeah.
ever, yeah,
Ever,
But it's
and-
hard to win here. Even when I've come here with the Dragons or the Broncos, I've got my big butt smacked. So
Good.
so hard to win.
And where are you going after it? Going
Oh.
down to Kittens?
Mate, no, I'm going home. I've got a big couple.
Dal.
I've got 3 games to call. I've got 3 games to call this week. Yeah,
Are you
so-
going to Kittens or not?
Nah, I'm actually professional these days. It's not like the old Dell back in the old days. Well, a bit of a scallywag.
We better wrap it up before Dale
Yep.
realises you're a New South Welshman. and
I
you're
am
at
a
State of
mighty
Origin.
blue.
Yes.
Oh, are you? Oh,
Clip him.
I was
I used
a
to play
Victorian.
rugby. No, I'm born in New South Wales.
Oh,
grew
yeah,
up
because
there,
I used to love Jason Dunstall, Bunghole, and I. We were
Yeah,
good mates for a long
Bunghole.
time. Yeah.
Bunghole. No one calls him Bunghole
Bunghole,
anymore.
he's back on the Triple M this
Yes,
year as
he
well.
is.
Wow.
Colin.
No,
We
you
need to
can,
get together and sort of party.
you can listen to the pre-game from 7 p.m. on the listener app and the game from 8 p.m. tonight. Wendell Sailor, thanks for coming in for the
Thanks,
rush
guys.
hour.
Love your
Del.
work.
Triple M.